Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Of course, as soon as we go live, I'm getting an important phone call, but I'll call them back.
Always happens.
Priorities. How are you ladies today?
Great. How are you?
Really good.
Good. We have such a beautiful sunrise this morning. I wish I had a window behind me. Jennifer, you probably saw it too. The sky is just pink and purple. It's so nice.
I
Beautiful.
took about probably 30 pictures before I hopped on here.
I got one because I was scared I was going to be late. I was like, she's waiting for me. Oh my goodness. So hello everyone and welcome to Friday with Friends. As you know, I am Charlene and I am here with Jennifer. And this week our guest is Laura. And Laura, I haven't actually talked to you or met you. I'm not sure about you, Jennifer. Have you?
No.
But
No.
I know we volunteer on the training site committee together. So we've, had conversations, but never like face to face. So it's really nice to finally meet you.
Yes, it is. Thanks for having me on. Really looking forward to this.
So a little about myself. Most of you out there watching, hi Crystal, good morning.
Good
Most
morning.
of you out there watching know I'm a homeschooling mom. I've got 6 kids and a bonus daughter, and I'm living life and it's chaotic, and that's pretty much me in a nutshell. Yeah. What about you, Jennifer?
And I'm also a homeschooling mom. I have been a business owner for 4 years next month. And I am a wife. I'm a mom. I'm a grandma. I think I wear one too many hats, but I love every one of them. And yeah, that's me in a nutshell, too. We live in northern Alberta, Canada, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
I don't know. Some days. All that snow in my driveway, I might trade that. So, Laura, would you like to share a little about yourself and who you are?
Sure. I'm Laura Monroe, and I'm married to my husband, Paul, and we live down in southern Alberta near Medicine Hat. In nursing, I've been doing home care nursing for 25 years now. And mom, grandma, we got 2 little grandbabies. And yeah, that's pretty much my story too. Love the outdoors, hiking, kayaking. My husband and I ride motorcycles. So, pre-COVID, we used to travel all over the States and go all over on our motorcycles. But now, we're going to stick more to Canada.
What was your favorite trip that you've been on your motorcycle?
Actually, the trip I did, we have a group of riders that we ride with. So all of us wives go on a girls' trip and the husbands go on a guys' trip. And then we kind of meet up like on the way back. So us girls went from Alberta and we went over to Washington and we rode the whole coastline all the way down to Mexico.
Oh my goodness.
And I think the best part of that whole trip was going through Oregon on the coastline. It was just so amazing. We didn't take enough time to allot for, the slow driving, the tourists, and just every time you turn a corner, it's a beautiful view. We got off our bikes and walked down to the beach. I don't know how many times, but anyway, we were a week late meeting the guys.
Crystal, who's watching, Crystal, actually, you used to have a motorcycle, I believe, right? Correct me if I am wrong. I didn't know there was like a wives, like you could just go off with wives and do this thing. Like what is that?
Oh yeah. Absolutely. It's just like women going and scrapbooking together. It's the same thing. Just us women decide to go on a girls' trip and, and then, like I said, we meet our husbands on the way back and then we all ride together as a group on the way back. But the more rides you get, the harder it is. It takes longer to fuel up and things like that. So we try to keep it. We had a group of 10 wives and we're down to 9. So yeah, it's good. We like it. We really enjoy it.
That I'm going to live vicariously through you. Crystal used to
My
have
husband
a Road King. Yes.
My husband does the same thing with his cousin in Manitoba. One year they'll meet and they'll go this way into Alberta, BC. And then the next year they would go into like Manitoba, Ontario, then down into the States. And so he's went through many states on his motorcycle too, but they both drive crotch rockets, so it's not as
Oh,
comfortable.
right.
and
It's
I
like,
don't really hop on the back.
yeah, yeah. Those are great bikes. There's nothing wrong with them at all. They're a little too fast for me, though. I like the luxury. I like the nice heated seat and the heated handlebars and the remote control windshield and things like that. So, yeah, I like the comforts.
Oh my goodness.
Tofino is a beautiful trip. I agree with Crystal.
Yeah.
Never
Beautiful
been.
country.
I've been
Yes.
across Canada to Ontario, and I've been through the northern states to come back, and I've flown to Vancouver Island. That is how worldly I am, guys. I'm terrified to fly. So anything like that involves an airplane is not happening anytime soon. I I get so sick and so anxious and nervous. You'd probably have to drug me to get me like I would love to go to Australia one day and Greece. I am a huge Mamma Mia fan and I want to go and like relive like the Mamma Mia fantasy. I will never get on a plane to do that. Oh, and I could get on a Harley, no problem, but they don't go that far.
No. The
No, they
water
don't
would
go
be an
through
issue.
water. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So how long have you been involved in the online business space, Laura?
We started 3 years ago. It was actually December of 2018. Yeah.
Oh wow. So you just had your happy anniversary.
Yeah, and I got in because at the time, with frontline working and nursing, I was really completely burnt out. And I had asked, our first grandbaby was being born, and I had asked my employer for time off so we could go be together for our first Christmas, and I was denied. And I thought, this is crazy. I'm owned by my employer. I can't, even though I did everything properly, I gave enough time notice and things like that. So that just really kind of broke my heart. My husband and the kids were together for Christmas and I couldn't be there. And I just thought, you know what, I got to find something different. So then did a bunch of research and looked for different online businesses. And I didn't want that MLM type business at all. I wanted a good structure business like what this is.
Yeah.
Where we're our own boss. And I was really happy we found it.
Yeah, we don't have quotas. We don't have to keep stock on hand. You're not out there pitching sales.
No.
It's perfect. I know. I was the same. I don't like having to memorize a script so that I can go out to 100 different households or people and I've got 6 kids, so stock on hand does not happen. I mean, we have no extra space in this house.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
So having the online business and biking works for you then because it's very flexible. You can take it anywhere. You can drive down to Tofino, meet Crystal.
Absolutely. Is that where you're at? Is Tofino, Crystal?
She's actually not. She's in Alberta, but
we'll go hook up and go ride to Tofino. That sounds great.
I don't even know where Tofino is.
It's out on the island.
Oh,
it is a beautiful place to ride. Yeah. And within 1 year, I was able to stop working full time nursing. I dropped down to part time within just 1 year, and now this year is my year to retire. So retire before I'm 50 is my goal.
That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
How does that feel to know that you're about to like have all of this time freedom and this life that you thought you were going to have to work another like 20 years for?
Yeah, well, and I didn't know if I'd be able to do it because I'm such a busybody, but this past year I was actually diagnosed with cancer, and I went through, all of the stuff that you go through, and I was bumped quite a few times with surgery due to the pandemic, but finally got my surgery in September, and I've been off since. So I've had a taste of not working, and I'm loving it. I'm going to be busy enough, with just our business and whatever I want to do, that I don't have to worry about not being busy and leaving that career. So I'm excited.
It's very nice too because for everyone watching, Laura, I mean, I've mentioned it before that I volunteer on our training site committee, but Laura is also a volunteer, and sometimes that alone is enough to keep you busy.
Yeah, it is, especially with social media and all of the platforms that we offer in our training. The training is amazing. I've never seen anything like this ever in my lifetime, of how much support and how much training we get with this online business. And it's always updated. So yeah, we are very busy with the training committee because social media changes like every day.
Yeah. And you can't keep up with it sometimes. It's, we have LinkedIn, we have Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook. I know there's other ones. There's tons of them out there. And currently we're testing with like TikTok and other programs. And every single day there's changes on Facebook. And then you add in Google and Instagram and YouTube. And it's crazy how fast this world is changing. But it's a testament to the time that we live in and what we have accessible at our fingertips.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then also too, then our children, like for Charlene and I, because we have our children, and then your children are probably I have adult children, then I have a 10-year-old son. So for me, it's like double. So I have my son, then my grandchildren, and we're teaching them skills that they're going to be able to use in their life too as they grow up, because we're not stuck in that 9-to-5 box of, what we're programmed to do. Yeah. So it's beautiful to be able to share that with our children, our knowledge, our experience, what we're learning here, because there's not really many places we would be learning it elsewhere.
Yeah, no, that's right. And, that's what's great about this business is you're leaving a legacy for your kids too. Your kids can continue on your business,
My 16-year-old, he already talks about how he wants to work. He likes to work. Same thing. He likes to be busy. He wants to go and become a mechanic, and he wants to maybe work in the oil field, and that's his thing. But he consistently says to me, but my wife is going to be home with my kids doing what she wants to do, running this business. I'm like, okay. I can handle that. I can do that. I can deal with that. It's fun to see them though, that they have so much faith in it. We've been in myself, I've been in almost 3 years. So this year will be 3 years. And my kids, every step of the way, they get it. And they are very much a part of our business. And my oldest just is turning 19, and she wants to become, more of the graphic design side of things. She doesn't yet want to get into the business side of things. It's a little intimidating for her, but I was like, sure, go create posts, like post on our pages. I'm doing this TikTok thing. Figure it out for me, because I don't know. Yeah, so I'm sitting at 4 videos.
Oh wow, you're doing better than me with her help, because I'm at 2.
Oh my goodness. It's new and it's crazy. I thought, TikTok, it's just like another Instagram or YouTube or something. It's a video, right? But it's so different. It's crazy how each platform is so different. But
yeah.
I'm really excited. We're always learning something new and trying something new. And it takes me out of my comfort zone, which again, shows the kids like there's more to life, and don't be scared to try new things.
Yeah.
It's Crystal. It scares me.
I like how each platform, though, you can present to a different audience. Like there's a different audience on every single platform. So whatever you're comfortable with, you're really not limited to anything. Yeah. It's like wide open spaces for you, and then the audience is it's so broad. Of course, we're attracting people like us and who we want to work with, ideally, but at the end of the day, like there's so many people worldwide that we can present ourselves from, and then we would just connect with the people that want to connect with us.
Yeah,
it's incredible. It really is. It's so much fun. Like I don't know, for myself, I didn't know what I was getting into when I clicked that learn more button and then, signed up and decided to jump in and go with it. But it has literally changed our lives in a multitude of ways that sometimes I get so excited, I can't even describe how incredible it is.
Yeah. That's the same for us. Yeah. I had no idea. I'm not sure how you came in, Laura, but I came in through Wade and Karen, and I knew Karen. So I had a level of trust, and, was that warm market that everybody talks about. So that's how I had the level of trust. And so I kind of knew going in that it was something like they're the kind of people, they don't just throw things out there. They don't just jump into things and, feed it to the world a bunch of BS, right? So I jumped in because they were in, and I will never ever look back. Never. And the trickle effect that it's had on my kids and just myself as an individual personally, and I will never look back.
Yeah. Myself, I wasn't a warm market. I actually seen an ad just like what we all run, and I was a lady from BC, and I came into her ad, and it just totally resonated with me. And like I said, I was doing a lot of research because I've done the whole MLM thing. I've done all that, and I wanted no part of that again. So I really was looking for that perfect fit for our life, where we didn't have to bug the friends and family. We didn't have to hound people, and that you do have your own structure. You don't have monthly fees, things like that, and no inventory, everything like you said. And that ad, I've seen lots of ads. So
yeah.
Probably
they're everywhere.
a year of research, I was waiting and looking at different companies, and this ad just popped out, and I just said, this is it. And I clicked that learn more button. I watched the information workshop that is provided, and I just jumped right in full force and haven't looked back, and very glad I did.
I don't even think I finished watching the workshop, actually. I think, like when they were like talking about how to join the community, I was like, okay, let's do this. Like there was something, I don't know what it was, but I just had this like pit in my stomach. Like, this is it. Like, this is what you have to do. This is here for a reason. And so I don't even think I finished watching the webinar. I should probably go back and watch the webinar.
I did the same thing. I joined, and then after the first little bit of our training was unlocked and we have the welcome video, that's the part that I showed my husband, and my husband's like, well, what is this? Like, it made no sense to him because I was already in.
Yeah.
So then I had a little bit of explaining to do, but it was fun.
Isn't there like, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission? Isn't that a thing?
Well, we had been looking, and then our circumstances had changed drastically, and we really, like, I was in a position where I was actually going out, and I was away from the home all the time, and I needed to be at home, present in our home for what was going on in our life at that time. So for a little while, we were praying for a way to be able to be at home and work online and do that. We didn't know where it was going to come from or what it was going to be, but same thing. It showed up in our news feed, and my news feed, and it was a story of a family similar to ours, blended family, and so I clicked learn more, and the rest is history. Here we are.
Did you at least finish the workshop?
I did, yes. I actually watched the workshop multiple times.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't even finish it.
And I still go back and watch it, actually, because it's so much fun to watch. It really is.
It's really inspiring. I really like watching. And you know what? I think my favorite part about it lately is that, like, Jennifer, you hosted one. And like members of our community are able to step up and volunteer to host I mean, these are real people. You see Jennifer on the screen. She's the same person off the screen. She's the same person running the webinar. Laura's the same person in training site committee that she is here, that she is off screen. Everybody is just so real. And the fact that we all get to play such, they're all vital roles in our community. There's no small role. And the fact that anybody from anywhere can just volunteer who was I? I was like a nobody. I was like, I want to try training site committee. And they were like, we're all equal here. Like, everybody's opinion is welcome. And I have never felt more in a place of comfort and like I was supposed to be there than I have in this community.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the best part about that workshop is it's free.
Yeah.
You know, it's 90 minutes of your life that has changed so many lives. And if you want to choose to watch it over and over like I did, it changes every week because different people come on and share information. So maybe it doesn't resonate with you one week. You just come on the next week and try it again.
Yeah. There's absolutely no risk. None whatsoever. And, you know, even when you take that step and join the community, you know, you have a 30-day money back guarantee. And I mean, it's a small fee. It's not very much. I will never turn back ever. I, you know, and everybody always says, oh, I wish, you know, 10 years ago and 15, but our community is only 5 years old, guys. It's 5 years old. And we have reached, I haven't been on in a couple of days, but we are well over $100,000 or 100,000 people in our community. And that's 100,000 people wanting to change their lives. And those 100,000 people are then, you know, reaching, if they reach one person, 2 people each, just, I mean, I can't even imagine. We always tell the founders, like, you have no idea the effect that you've had, like the change that you have started in the world, like, because we're a global community, we're everywhere. So
yeah. And you know, I think for when we started, we were just looking for something like a few $1,000s, you know, extra to help supplement the household income, and never did we think that it would actually replace a 25 solid year career that I've built with full benefits, pension, all of that. And I'm ready to walk away from that. You know, never did we imagine it would be that lucrative.
Yeah. I came into it very much with the mindset of, I mean, if it takes me 10 years or 20 years, it's still sooner than I would be retiring, because I'd be retiring in 30, you know, but then you come into it and you realize people are doing this in a few months or a couple of years. And it's like, let's do this. How do I get on this train?
Exactly.
My husband was always, because he was a truck driver for 20 plus years, and he kept saying, I don't know anything else other than the trucking industry. And then we started our own business here, and in April will be 2 years that he's been out of the truck. Wow. And it has changed our life. He knows who our son is now. He missed 8 years of his life, you know. Our grandson is going to be 3 in March. He was, you know, he plays a vital role in our grandson's life. It's huge, the amount of time we have got back in our life, because we get to design our days. We still work just as hard as anybody else, but it's in a different way. It's in a completely different way.
I like that these little live interviews are our job. This is my favorite part, I think. I get to, you know, network and meet new people. You know, everybody's here to support one another, no matter what or who you are.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love hearing everyone's stories, because as much as we're all like-minded and we're there to support one another, we all have such a unique and different story that we can bring, you know, and present to someone, because we never know whose life we're going to touch. I mean, we're on social media, but somebody might resonate with me, someone might resonate with Charlene, someone might resonate with Laura, and that's, you know, and we're all equal. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, exactly. And we're all, exactly, you just nailed it, because, you know, we all here to support. You know, none of us are financially connected. No. So, you know, we're here to support each other, and it doesn't matter who you are or who you resonate with. We're all here to help people better their lives.
Yeah, 100%.
I used to work in retail, so the reason I kind of started looking for something new was when I was working in retail. I was assistant manager, and my manager at the time, she found out her husband had cancer. and it was about 3 weeks and he was gone. And her husband then is the same age as my husband is now. And so that always plays in the back of my mind. And I just remember her coming into work and the conversation that she had with me about, and, just we're both in tears and in this tiny little office and just hugging. And she's like, he just told our boys that his biggest regret was that he didn't make more time for them. Because you can't. You work to pay bills, you work to put food in the fridge, or you spend time with your family. Why are we living in a time when you have to sacrifice what's important to you and go to a job that doesn't appreciate you?
Yeah.
And that's my biggest why, is that's not going to be. The other day I read a quote, something along the lines of, at the end of my life, when I'm looking back and I'm reflecting on everything I've done, I'm not going to wish I had another day of work. I'm not going to wish I spent more time at my job. I'm going to wish I had spent more time with my kids or my husband or my grandkids, or, traveling to Tofino, or riding the motorcycle, like those are the things that we're going to regret. And so I'm working towards a life of no regrets and making sure that my kids live with no regrets too.
Yeah.
It's possible.
And you can't get that time back,
No.
You can't get it back. So, and yeah, life throws you curveballs, and, it's an eye opener. I mean, I had my eye opener prior to getting cancer this past year, but it definitely enhanced things. And it's like, okay, and we were also very grateful. So here's a reality check. Working in a career, 25 years nursing, and you go off because you're dealing with something like cancer, and you get 66% of your wages.
Yeah.
That's it. So we were so grateful that we had this income already steadily coming in to support, so that was, didn't have to worry about while we were dealing with all this other stuff, So anyway, I'm cancer free now. So it's all good. Yeah, it's all good. Kicked it in the butt.
That's awesome.
And you still have like this entire life left to live. And this year you actually get to start really living it all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Have you set a date in mind or a goal? You don't have to share if you don't want to.
For retirement, by the end of the year. By the end of the year, definitely. I don't want to do another winter of driving, because I drive an hour one way to work on the highway. Yeah, so it's and then with home care we drive like a 400 kilometer radius almost. Our region's really, really big. So I don't want to do another winter. So yeah. That's the goal.
I don't like driving in the winter.
Especially
right. Oh my goodness. Especially this year. It's been so cold. The plows have hit the streets, and they couldn't do as good of a job as they wanted to when it was cold. So you're like, it's like you're driving on dirt hills, like all through town,
There's moguls everywhere.
Yeah, checking my shocks, making sure they're working. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, when I was doing this business, when I started the online community, I was actually working in insurance at the time, and I was working my butt off, and I was working 8 to 12-hour days on the computer, and I was doing a great job. They told me I was doing a great job, but I hit my pay scale. I was at the top of my pay scale. I couldn't go any higher. No matter what I did or how long I was there, I was never going to go any higher in that position unless I got licensed. And I didn't want to get licensed because I saw brokers crying in their offices because they were so stressed out, or because clients were screaming at them, or, the workload was too much. So I was already like at a workload that was here. There was no way no. So that was the time that I came into this business. And about a year and a half in, I went on maternity leave. And last year I was like, I'm not going back. I have so much faith in our business and this system, and my family does, my kids do. There is no way. We are homeschooling. We are living the way we want to live. And that I've had enough. Like, I'm not going to go somewhere where I'm not appreciated or paid for my time anymore, you know? It's a hard pill to swallow because you're,
And, you know, back pre-pandemic, you know, there was lots of people looking for online, even pre-pandemic. And then when the pandemic hit, our community grew so much. It grew so much and so fast. And thinking that 2020 was like our biggest year. And then all of a sudden 2021 came, it exceeded that by 25% more. And now for 2022, there's just more people out there that are wanting to be at home, you know, and earn a lucrative business, you know? So it's the way to go for sure.
Yeah.
It's so easy. I mean, it's a little intimidating at first. Hi, Aladdin. It can be a little overwhelming, of course. Every time you start something new, it's new. There's a learning curve. But I can't even believe some of the people, not in a bad way, but like some of the people that come in here, they're like, I can't do this. I have no experience. I don't even know how to turn a computer on. And they are loving it. You know? And it really is, like you said, Laura, our training is so wonderful. And our mentors, everybody that comes into this business, you know, you become a mentor. The second you join a team, you're a mentor because Wade and Karen always say after day one, you're an expert on day one. You know, when you've hit tab 1 in training, you're an expert on tab 1 in training. Like you're always going to be able to help somebody else with that. And so,
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead, Laura.
I was just going to say, the training is, like I said before, is just beyond what I would have ever expected. I did have computer experience, so it was very quick. I got up and running, my website and everything going within 10 days, you know, but, even if you don't have computer experience, like you said, it's easy step-by-step video to follow, you know, very, very quick and easy to go through.
And you're not alone.
No.
You know, every step of the way, there's somebody here, whether it's in our community or in your team chats or with your own mentors and coaches, there's always somebody here. Yeah.
And you're constantly meeting people. Like Charlene and I, we met a year and a half ago. Before that, we didn't know each other, but someone else in our community introduced us to each other. We met up at the park so our kids could play. And we connected, and then we've been friends ever since, and our children are now friends, you know. And then we started this little Friday with Friends to, you know, meet more people that are, you know, business owners and hear their stories. So it's a ripple effect in multiple ways. You know, you're constantly meeting new people, making new friends, making new connections. It's pretty incredible.
Absolutely, and it's people that you probably would have never expected crossing paths without business, you know. It's neat.
I love how people are so scared of the online space because it's so lonely. You're alone. You don't see people. You work by yourself. You're never around. You don't socialize, but it's completely the opposite for us. I mean, we have our team meets a couple times a week, and then we have Friday with Friends. We have training site committee if you volunteer in the community. And even them in next week, I do believe they've arranged to have a training session in person, and they're getting away and they're going to have some fun and get together and get to know each other. That doesn't happen. Like I was never invited in retail to, you know, to grow professionally. The manager was. I wasn't. I didn't get to go on trips and have fun and, you know, network. And it's completely the opposite of what people think it is. So exciting.
100%. We have our little group here in Grand Prairie that meets up at the coffee shop, and we all just brainstorm, and it's a lot of fun because if we weren't here in this space, we would have never have met each other. We would have never become friends, and we wouldn't be able to teach that to other people, you know.
Yeah. I learned a lot about myself coming into this business and what I'm actually capable of.
For sure.
So,
Yes.
well, Laura, we've hit the half-hour mark, just a little over. And one of the things that I've been asking everybody is for some advice. So for all of those people sitting out there lost or not sure of where to go or what to do or sitting on a fence, what advice would you have for somebody?
Well, for one, get off the fence because you're going to get splinters. I've heard that before. And
I like that one.
And really, you have nothing to lose. There's no risk. Like you said earlier, it's a 90-minute workshop out of your life. Sit down, watch the darn 90 minutes, see what it's all about, and then make a decision for yourself if you want to move forward with it or not. And it's 30-day money back. After you watch that webinar and you watch the workshop and you move forward, you have 30 days to get inside of our community, see what we're all talking about, and then decide. And everyone does. Everyone moves forward. No one refunds.
Yeah. I didn't.
But it's there if you want it.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing changes if you change nothing. Well, thank you everyone for coming on. Crystal, Karen, Aladdin, and thank you for watching. Laura, thank you so much for coming on with us this week. It was so great for you to take some time and spend some time with us talking life and business.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was nice meeting you, ladies.
And again, I don't remember who's on next week. Jennifer, do you know who's on next week?
Nope.
I can't quite. We are full. We have spaces in March, but we are full from now until March. I think the second week of March we're booking a couple of times, but from now until June we pretty much have everybody almost set in stone for scheduling. So
nice.
I don't know. I've got tons of names in my head right now, but anyways, we will share with you guys replays where available, and you can follow us on our different pages. You can find on the bottom there, scrolling across the screen. And we'll see you next week, same time, different guest. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.